Hello and welcome to Spotlight TV. I'm Alex Morsanutto. Right now I'm in New York City on the west side. Behind me, well, not them, but behind them is the Highline Ballroom. And I'm going to be sitting down with Eddie, the guitarist from the new Mastersounds, with a very cool interview. A very cool interview, and let's go check out what Eddie has to say. Alright guys, so I'm here with Eddie from the new Mastersounds, leader of the band, also the guitarist. So Eddie, how you doing today?
Very well. Excited to play the Highline, and we're here in the luxurious backstage of the Highline Ballroom. I've seen better, gotta say.
So Eddie and the new Mastersounds are promoting their new album, Breaks from the Border. 7th album, and it's the first with vocals. So Eddie, talk to me a little about that whole process.
It was quite a natural thing. You know, we actually, there was a couple of tunes that we were singing on stage prior to this album, but it was covers of some old funk tunes, and we just kind of wanted to expand that a little bit and make a few our own and tell our story a little bit, you know, through the songs. And you know, it was a bit out of our comfort zone. It was a bit scary. It was very scary, you know, especially to sing in a mic in the studio with some engineers there and kind of think, oh, I'm not really a singer. So, you know, but it all panned out really well, and actually we really enjoyed singing.
Well, in terms of live performances, you guys are known for your great performances. So how has this changed things? You know, you're not only playing music now, you're also singing. Does that change things? I
don't think it's changed it a massive amount, because like I said, there were a couple of tunes we already were singing. And they're very chant-based, you know, the tunes. So it's not like we've turned into some kind of, you know, sing-songwriter band, you know, and I sit on a stool with an acoustic guitar at a certain point, you know. But it just adds a different dynamic, you know, and the more that people are getting to know some of the hooks and some of the chants, you know, you can see people kind of mouthing it and shouting them out, and it just kind of draws people in a little bit more. And in a set of 2 hours, we'll probably only do like 4 or 5 vocal tunes anyway.
All right, and in terms of vocals, I know you guys sing as a group, but you said you have your own stuff. Is that right? On the album?
On the album, yeah, I sing a couple, and Simon, the drummer, sings a couple, and then the rest are all group chanted.
So who's mostly in charge of the lyrics and putting together the song?
I did most of the writing, and I actually had a friend of mine sort of help me with some of the lyrics and things. So, this girl that I've worked with loads before, Rihanna Kenny, and I really respect her lyric writing, and we know each other really well. So it was you know, we kind of did it together a little bit, and she actually came to the studio. She came over. She's also in Leeds, and she came to the studio, and she was our vocal coach, and we needed it.
So the new Mastersounds coming from England. How is it touring in America? Do you guys have any like funny stories, like any crazy American story, like drunken stories, anything? What do you have anything?
I think the craziest was a frat party that we played at in Athens, Georgia. So yeah, it was everything from fights, girls relieving themselves in the sink, and mountains of powder that I have no idea what it was. I think it was talcum powder, but they seemed to think it was something else.
Oh man. So you're going to Japan at the end of the month. That's awesome. So you guys have a big fan base in Japan apparently. Is that true?
Yeah, it is because the very first album we put out, it was endorsed by this DJ who's a bit of a superstar in Japan. So it immediately gave us a fan base out there. And we've been playing there pretty much once a year for the last 5 years. So every time we put an album out, we then go and do a week tour out there. and we've also played Fuji Rock Festival twice. We did that earlier this year, and we played there about 3 years before as well. So I mean, it's great, and they treat us like kings out there.
Great. So in terms of the next project for the new Mastersounds, you have something special coming out next year. Is that right?
Yep, we have pretty much finished recording a new album. We did this one in San Francisco, so it is our second US album. And we're looking at releasing it around Jazz Fest in New Orleans around that time, which is always a great fun couple of weeks for us.
Do you have the name of the album yet, or?
Absolutely not.
So what's gonna be unique about this new album? Anything special your fans should look out for?
I think you know, we're all really pleased with this. It's we've continued with the vocal things, but you know, a little bit. I think we've honed it in a lot better, and now we know what we like to do on stage vocally. We've kind of written a little bit more that way, and I just think, you know, some of the grooves and haven't been on some of the previous albums, but they've been on live shows, but they haven't been on our albums, and I'm very excited for it, actually. Very excited for this album.
Great.
But not to put down Breaks from the Border.
Yeah, Breaks from the Border is awesome. So let's see.
But it would suck if it was just like, yeah, it's kind of just like a poor version of the last album. That wouldn't be good either, would it?
So as a group leader, where do you see your band in 5 years? What do you hope to accomplish within 5 years? Let's say
Madison
that.
Square Gardens, of course.
Madison Square Garden. You want to play in Madison Square Garden? Sell out the whole stadium?
Yeah. I've actually never even been, so I've no concept of it. But it's just a name in it. But in 5 years, I mean, you know, we're still going to be doing what we're doing, and it's, you know, the way that it's grown over the last couple of years, especially. I just, you know, want it to continue going that way, and you know, we'll be here in America a lot, as we have been.
Just two more questions, Eddie. If there was a musical career you'd like to kind of not copy but be similar to, which band do you think you'd like to kind of be compared to at the end?
At the end. In the end.
In the end. Many years from now.
Yeah, many years from now. It would be, I don't know, I think it just would be nice to go down in the kind of the continuum of like funk legends that has been, you know, from the 60s, and you know, when anyone thinks of funk, that there will be a certain point where it will be, oh, New Mastersounds was a period of funk, you know, in the way that, you know, the Meters were and James Brown was, and you know, I don't think we'll be quite in that pedigree, but you know, it would be nice to be somewhere around there.
I mean, you can do anything you put your mind to. So Spotlight TV, being from Connecticut, are you going to be returning to Gathering of the Vibes next year? Do you know anything about that?
No idea. Way too early to tell, but we had a great time this year, and because I know they tried to book us for the previous year, but there was a clash with another festival, so they clearly like us as well. So if we're there, you know, I hope we're there, and I hope it's not as hot and humid as last time.
That was brutal. I mean, I was sleeping in those tents, and whew, it was terrible, actually. But you know, thank you so much, Eddie, for your time.
Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Everybody, check out Breaks from the Border. Breaks from the Border. Am I saying it right? Breaks from the Border.
Yeah, it's Breaks from the Border.
So much information in my mind, but yes, check it out on iTunes, and check them out on touring. I think they're going to be in here in the United States for a week or so more, and then they're going to California after Japan. So.
Yeah. But we end in Boston on Sunday.
And then in Boston.
That's not far from you guys, right?
Not far at all. So thanks again for tuning in. The Spotlight TV. Thanks, Eddie.